Hey guys, my name is Mackenzie. Welcome back to Lafontaine Classic Cars YouTube channel. If you're new over here, we're normally reviewing old school muscle cars, pickup trucks, maybe a new Corvette or something fun, a little bit different for the channel, a 2011 Subaru STI. Me and this car go a ways back. It's making quite a bit of horsepower. Very easy on the eyes in my opinion. We're gonna go for a drive today, show you the ins and outs. We got this thing moving down the road here. This thing's just a little built up. A couple of clues for you. You hear the clutch chattering in between shifts. This is a heavy-duty twin disc by Exedy. Factory 6-speed STI transmission. These things are tough as nails, as are the differentials. And we have a CAE shifter. This thing is absolutely gorgeous. There's not a better feeling shifter out. I have this same unit in my race car, which is a BMW. So pretty standard, stock STI interior. We got our factory wheel, factory gauge cluster. We have the SPT, factory option boost gauge. These came from the dealer this way. We've got our Cobb access port, which you don't need to have live if you don't want to. You can disconnect it, throw it in the glove box. This mount is just 3M taped onto the dash bezel here. Air controls in the middle, our air to fuel ratio gauge downstairs there. Our shifter, as I told you about a little bit. You've got some cool modes here, and without me moving my foot off this accelerator, you can hear what it does to the RPMs. Pretty neat. They allow higher boost levels. One's for economy, that's the intelligent, and then you have the sport, and then you got, on kill mode. Also cool with these cars as well, you can control the power output to the front and rear differential. You have your center diff control, as I call it. So you can kind of put this thing at 50-50 power distribution, all the way to, I think, a 70-30 split, which can let this thing get pretty tail happy if you wanted to as well, which is cool. It has different applications, whether you're on snow, dirt, or tarmac. Down in here, couple of cup holders. We got our heated seats, and our center console has got a USB hookup and AV cables in case you wanted to plug in your GameCube. Play it through your Kenwood here, which features Bluetooth, Sirius XM, Pandora, and a CD player. And last but not least in here, this has a set of Takata belts over here for the driver, and we have a bolt-in harness bar. No drilling or cutting to make this thing fit. It's off the shelf. It bolts in actually to the factory shoulder belt location. That doesn't get old, and that is in sport. This thing has sport sharp capabilities, and it's also tuned on a flex fuel map. So you can put E85 in it and crank the boost up a little harder, or you can run it on your local premium, 91, 93, and it still makes plenty of horsepower. This car, I don't think it'll be picked up through a video, but it is so damn tight. These are good cars out of the box. Obviously, these are popular in the rally world, and this one is just hooked up perfectly. I think to replace the suspension and sway bar, everything underneath this, you'd probably be looking around $10,000. This was all the top of line stuff available just a couple years ago, and it's only seen a few miles. exhilarating car that never gets old. All the right noises. We'll show you what is under the hood in just a second. We want to get you familiar with the front end of this STI. Take a good look up at our front bumper there. You notice we have a nice and thick Mishimoto front mount intercooler. Just through this factory mesh grill, we have a vertically mounted oil cooler. We got our hella horns just there. Everything right for a Subaru. Through the hood scoop, you get a glimpse at some of your charge piping. That is a very functional scoop, I might add. We come down here, we've got a gorgeous set of SSR wheels wrapped in a Michelin Pilot Super Sport. Wheels and tires are relatively new, and we have the factory STI Brembo calipers. It's a 4-piston with an upgraded rotor. Cool about these cars, just a year before, this was a narrow body STI, and this generation has the oversized fenders, the rocker moldings, and the flared quarters out back, which is very cool. We got rally armor mud flaps all around this thing. And what you don't see too often is a red Subaru. And what you really don't see too often is a red STI hatch. This car is killer. I love the spoiler that's been added. Got the carbon fiber keeping it together in the middle. This spoiler is adjustable. Got a couple mounting positions to increase or decrease your downforce when and where needed. This is a very practical car, I think. Both of these seats can fold down. You'd have plenty of room to throw in a set of skis or hell, maybe a sheet of plywood or something if you leave this hatch open. You'll figure it out, but it's in very nice shape. It hasn't been abused. Under here, pretty factory stuff. We got our spare, our jack, our tow wrench. And this one has some upgraded sound. You see we have an amplifier there, but clean install, not a bunch of wires all over the place, and it works well. We have a Perrin quad exhaust. Get into some more of the technicalities in the write-up of this car. But this is a very practical vehicle all year round if you want it to be. And this one is in very impressive condition. All right. We have a rotated turbo. This is a factory turbo, flat 4-cylinder. And this one is spun over to fit it because it's a little bit larger. This is Borg Warner's EFR Series 9180. So about double the size of the factory turbo, and a little more than double the factory horsepower, which is pretty cool. You see we have a strut tower brace, tying these two shock towers together. This thing is set up downstairs, coilovers, sway bars, all the stiffened up bushings available. You see we have upgraded cooling with the Mishimoto radiator. We've got all aluminum charge piping and air intakes. We've got custom reservoirs for our coolant expansion tank and our power steering reservoir. It's got the whole catalog of Perrin mounts holding this engine stiff. And then we have a big source of weight reduction with a little excess Power Sport battery there, saving you about 30 pounds over a factory. That's just under that lid there. Now, what is cool about this car, you still have your power steering, you still have your factory AC. It actually still runs a factory ECU. It is piggybacked with a Cobb access port. These are some details that may get you excited or may bore you. What's important is it runs very well. It makes lots of horsepower, as you've seen, and it has been very dependable in our time with this thing. As I mentioned at the beginning, Me and this car go way back. Some buddies and myself built this at our shop back in the day. This is a personal friend of mine's car. He's had it for a good number of years. He actually traded this into us on a Supra we had, and I've been safekeeping this car, taking it out on the weekends, keeping up the maintenance, having fun with it, and the day has come here, sadly, where we're gonna list it. So if you're interested in owning this car, knowing anything more about it, give me a call. It's 248-714-2110. Like, subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and lastly, while you're down there clicking, I put a link at the bottom of all these videos with the listing on our full website. That'll have the underbody shots, the parts breakdowns, the whole gallery, and there's a lot of other cool cars on there. If you like this, you like classics, you like fun cars, check us out. Thank you from Lafontaine. We'll see you guys in the next video.